Democracy, they say, does not only thrive on elections, but strong institutions including an independent electoral body and the judiciary. Former Liberian President George Weah affirmed this at the 66th Annual General Conference of the Nigeria Bar Association in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, with the theme, Beyond Limit. Mr. Weah noted that effective democracy hits the rocks in a nation where the rule of law and independence of judiciary is compromised.
The rule of law is not an abstract phrase for law school lecture halls. It is the practical guarantee that the citizen rights do not depend on who is in office or what favor they can secure. That a journalist, a trader, or a student in Port Harcourt, Monrovia, or Bamako has the same protection under the law as a minister or a general.
The former Liberian president calls for peaceful coexistence on the continent, challenging Africans, especially legal practitioners, to uphold and promote justice and egalitarian society.
Africa must continue in peaceful coexistence, and we must all stand up for the rule of law, stand up for fairness, stand up for impartiality, stand up for gender equality, stand up for equality, stand up for humanity, stand up for peace, and stand up for democracy, stand up against discrimination, stand up for accountability, stand up for free and fair elections. I say to you all, Nigeria Bar Association, bravo!
The annual conference, declared open by the Rivers State's Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, had leading legal practitioners in the country and beyond in attendance. Meanwhile, human rights lawyer Femi Falana has questioned the credibility of the former Liberian president, George Weah, to speak to members of the Nigerian Bar Association on the rule of law and independence of the judiciary. The senior advocate of Nigeria was reacting to the invitation of the former Liberian leader as a keynote speaker to the 66th annual conference of the Nigeria Bar Association. Falana accused the former Liberian president of disrespecting court judgment during his tenure, referencing the people of Madingo against the Liberia government under Weah's leadership, among other episodes.
About the judiciary. In his country, his regime captured the judiciary to the extent that they had to contact some of us outside the country to get legal redress in the ECOWAS court. In the case of Madingo, people of Madingo against Liberia, people whose landed properties were seized during the war, the ECOWAS court gave them judgment. George Weah refused to comply with the judgment. The new government of Bokar has just set up a committee for the enforcement of that judgment. Second one, a judge, an associate justice of the Supreme Court of Liberia, was dismissed without any basis. Again, we went to the ECOWAS court. The ECOWAS court set aside his dismissal and awarded him $200,000. It was ordered to be reinstated. Mr. George Weah refused to comply with the judgment.
The social crusader also alluded to what he referred to as takeover of Liberia by drug lords during Weah's administration, noting that Weah's deputy currently faces trial for drug-related charges.
The Liberia between 2018 and 2024, during his time, drug barons took over the country. Just on the 19th of August, vice president, Madam Edith, was arrested. She's currently standing trial for drug trafficking to the tune of $370 million in that poor country.
The senior advocate of Nigeria therefore appeals to the Bar Association to consistently ensure credible personalities are honored with an invitation to address its members in order to uphold the nobility of the legal profession.